You said what? Oh my god, more speedsters? That one was hard to kick out. So it's the anybody itself. Hello everybody, my name is Reach. I'm going to teach you about a power that makes motion illogical, extreme motion. Use it competitively, I'll maneuver, I'll speed, or I'll do anything in terms of movement capabilities, using physical movement related actions. This can involve changes in direction or anything agility related. There's another tier to this power, but we'll go to that later. For now, we'll run over the basics of explaining more about this power. From the description alone, you could generally tell how strong this power could be, as I've been spoke to the creator about how it could possibly be a derivative of speed from omnipotions. This essentially means that the power is an embodiment of speed from an omnipotent user. They may be unable to manipulate their speed, but they can achieve an absolute variation of it. Though with the measurement of speed, what is the difference between extreme motion and speed? Extreme motion and speed are powers that are related due to the overall concept of motion. However, extreme motion doesn't take training nor can be scaled to levels like how the Superpower Wiki traditionally does. With extreme motion, you have the capacity to compete on levels/planes, planes that only the absolute tier could achieve. Rather, your capability in the concept of motion overall has been boosted in similar proportion to your physical movement. Let's look at your body real quick. Yes, your body. You can't use mine. We're not the same biology. Extreme motion, but how does the power work? A question you ask yourself, but it's already something done. With every step you take, you feel as if you could go faster, and that's because you can. You just need to relearn what you can do. Your power is only limited because you don't have the experience with it. You're in a state of what the athletes go through, reconditioning. User needs to recondition their muscles in order to reach to the capacity that their muscles have already learned. And for those that do state that this power is illogical, so it shouldn't follow these logical principles, it's easy to say that at first glance, but this power has illogical movement, not illogical physiology. Your movement can be deemed beyond logic, but the process itself isn't. It can still be grounded in your reality, and it's up to the user to meet the qualifications for their power needs. This goes to explain the 5 applications that this power bestows to you. You're essentially already there. What happens when you achieve that motion? No, not that motion. I'm referencing the tier that I agreed to reference back earlier. From the page, it states on the more absurd levels, users can take on beings that have no form and still outdo their movement. Primordial entities, universal abstracts, eldritch abominations, and the like can all be fought and bested using only physical movement. The author of this page even gave us an example. For example, users can practically gain immortality by competing and outdoing death with only physical movement. They may outdo things like gossip or even gods. Let's look back to the example, because it truly embodies the absurdity of this power. Evading death, the very concept of it, can hypothetically grant the user immortality. Possibly a reference to the very feat that Wally West had achieved, and he's a perfect example of extreme motion. So we'll be relying more on him to tell the absurdity of these applications. There's obviously more examples, but the monitor of motion has caught my interest the most, especially with one of his most famous feats outrunning the source of his power, the speed force itself. I pushed myself further and faster than anyone has ever moved before, faster than light and thought, faster than the speed force. I raced around the globe and purged the darkness, leaving light in my wake. To understand why this is such an insane feat, the speed force is the very representation of reality in motion, a cosmic force that pushes space and time forward as it exists as one of the 7 forces of the universe. The speed force is tilted as an omnipresent and infinite source of energy within the multiverse, and one of us has achieved the feat of running faster than it. That sort of illogical movement is what makes Wally West an accurate example of how crazy this power can get, as well explains the manipulation applications that are listed in this power. Boundary manipulation is achieved by the user simply running faster than it, paradox manipulation by maneuvering it, and personal probability manipulation through outdoing it. But what about the negation applications? I'm sure you've already thought of it, but if not, then let's visit another famous example, one just as interesting as a monitor of motion, Archie Sonic. He had completed a feat that completely negated the rules of displacement and hurled a ball of seawater at an elapsed time of a trillionth of a millisecond. This same feat can be achieved by somebody of extreme motion, because they too can outmaneuver not only just physics but everything in general. This goes to explain both omnigation and transcendent negation. Both examples of this power has achieved something of that variation, which makes a clear reason as to why the user themselves would have this power too. The user of this power easily gains unpredictability to the point that it's listed twice on this page at the time of recording. This power really goes to an extreme level of showing how illogical its mobility can get. And with that, we reach the end of the video on the discussion of extreme motion. The power to outmaneuver, outspeed, and outdo anything in terms of movement. A truly illogical power that was suggested by Crystal Storm 51. I'm glad a fan had asked me to review a power, and I'm up for doing it again. You can contact me by visiting the Superpower Wiki or clicking the link below that gives you direct access to my Discord. While you're down there, you can hit the subscribe button too, or like button. Both tell me that what I'm doing is good enough for you. Thank you all for reaching the end of the video. I will see you around next time as the official representative of the Superpower Wiki. Where did that speedster go? And what's that music? Get the fuck out of myself now.